This is Friday, August 21st, 2018 at 1841. Just gonna be quick. I'm gonna hang out, making some new friends lately. Not friends being friendly, because it'll take a while for me to call people friends. Had a lot of dreams that's showing a lot of new visions. I haven't had a new in about 5 to 4 months. The other ones have been more of dreams associated to a vision that's coming from the past that I had that's being reconfirmed or being revealed. So everything I was going over is more like a vision and more. Keep studying and researching our history because it's more beneath the eye. It's so much like these laws and theories. Everything goes so deep and it sounds funny. People are like, oh, you being deep. No, I'm just being practical, logical, and analytical. Sometimes you have to be, but sometimes we be too much practical and analytical and everything else and every other person around us except ourselves. Like I don't forget, like if a person told me that they hated me based on like a value that I had that was very strong and it was a good value, I won't forget it. Or it was a value that was placed on me from birth that I can't change, like my skin color, and then expect me to forget. But then we attack other people, we belittle, we discredit them. But if I discredit myself, belittle or dog, anything I do for me, I will do for another. So if I notice I'm very good in the area or a part or a place in my life that I'm good at, and I start losing it, I tell myself, what am I doing? So that's why I titled this. The topic is appreciate you. I had arrows live, wouldn't let me do it. We somehow forgot how to appreciate ourselves. We was taught it was wrong, it's prideful, you too proud. I'm gonna nip that in the bud. I am very prideful and I am very proud. And if that's gonna leave me in a way of what people find as wrong or bad, arrogant, uh, what's some other words you can think of? Conceited, sassy, like not sassy. That's what woman or diva like. Even for the women, you're sassy, you diva like, but there is a too much. Like we always say, there is not a such thing as too much. But if you drink too much water, you can find yourself having symptoms of being drunk, like you had liquor, like you over. That's it's called dehydration. Like hydrate yourself is to give yourself some type of liquid, mostly containing water or H2O, the element. That's why it's called hydrating. But you're dehydrated because you have not gave your body the proper nutrients in liquid, as in water, H2O, to survive the correct way. So your body now will is trying to compensate. See, it's a trick. Even in this time, using the word confiscate of I have it's words that I already spoke that I have trouble saying. I'm not gonna worry about it because that's who I am. But I'm still practicing. I'm being. That's the highest thing you can do is for yourself is being. The power of your oneness, yourself, getting to love you and yourself. I don't mean to the point where you're a lover of yourself. Love yourself, not lover of yourself. Love yourself. Know that you mean more than what everything is that going around you. You even mean more than your mother. No offense, your grandmother, your husband, your wife, your daughter, your child. Because if they really value you and they really need you, if you're not healthy, if you always stressing, you got some type when you stress, you get an element of depression, you get cold, you get a sickness, you get fever. That's easier to the viruses, everything the negative that's a virus, the disease can attack you faster and easier because you're not there is nothing to there is not you're not having the right values and standards and ethics to protect you. You need protection. You cannot prevent. You cannot prepare. You don't live your whole life like that because you still go through life. You enjoy life. You be diligent. I mean, take your time, get to know, learn, be, and just enjoy yourself. Love yourself, and it's appreciate you. So with all that going on, you're protecting yourself. Like and we constantly battle one each other. But the first person, and it's in the word enemy, it's your first person is you. I'm not fighting that person. You're my competition, so I can sharpen. Like if I never compete, that's the cast over to come together to bring together to have people by each other side by side, like the cross, to the side by side, to and from, going together, coming together, a bond, then we would never know how strong I am until I go through a lot of things, until I go through what we call a trial or a test or a tribulation. We need that. If you don't go through that, you would never learn to appreciate yourself. Remember the first time you was given money you was spending it. Then when you finally realize when you had to start paying your own bills, even though you let's say you wasn't guided to show like this is what money was for as a young age. Nobody, a lot of kids are not, especially kids that look like me and you. We got a brown or darker shade of hue than other people. We're not taught that because so much that went on in history. So even with history, their story, but even in their story, there's stories out there that found out a lot of that's the truth. Where did Aunt Jemima came from? Big Butts, Sarah Bartman. It's like we don't talk about that no more. And I try to like get in conversation with my mother. She just walk away. I know she probably don't want to relive that, but I know the first lady at the church I go to, she talks about the things she been through. She's 88. My mother went to do segregation in schools. She was born right after they about time she's a teenager. My mother was able to vote. The lady wasn't able to vote. The other man, her husband, that passed away, rest his soul, he wasn't able to vote. So they understand, and they gotta remember what their parents been through. They was coming out of slavery then. See, we keep thinking that slavery just ended. We are still slaves in the sense of the social security number and the birth certificate, but we don't know the history. So in our culture, we call it diversity. Dive, die, and then dive is the split apart. It's not to bring together. Verse is what you're going to choose to speak upon. What was the conversation? What's the objective? What's the topic? And city is to separate. So you constantly moving. You're not bringing nobody together. So you are better off saying. And I love it when I hear people say multicultural. We don't know our culture, but being with other culture, we learn multicultural. We so quick the facet that everybody else culture is so much better than ours, but when our culture has been destroyed for a reason, it shows our greatness. And everybody, and I think with a grain of salt that everybody say, "Oh, we the first man." Why we believe we this? Why other races? It's not that they believe that we the first people or we the original people, because that's the case that we're be like. I am like a medium brown, and they call us black or Negroes. So the people that's pale and very very pale, that's not have a red hue, so they're not Indian. They don't have. So what are they? So you telling me that the creator just stripped all of they color off of them for what? See, then that goes back, and then where is the history on that? See, nobody talks about that. See, there's no history talking about how we was groomed, breeded, and fostered to be the way we are. We are groomed and fostered and bred, taught, guided. We even guided to hate each other. So until you appreciate yourself, you would easily say, I'm going to go out on my race. You would easily say, I hate my race. They father teach you that. Your mother teach you that. Your mother that. The music, the industry, the TV shows. If you follow an entertainment, it's literally entertainment, but it's fostered and it's raising your children. The TV shows raise your child, and you wonder why your sisters don't like each other, brothers don't like each other. Why, man, we can't walk by each other and they say, "Oh man, you look nice. I like your shoes." Like, I don't want to rob them off your feet. I don't know where you got, or how did you work that hard? It's so easy to take from someone because that means you have to do your own work. And if we're not taught how to do our own work and we don't know what work is, it's easy. That's what our mind is going to because that's what it's showing to us. So there's no appreciation. So that first dollar you was given, you ain't understand that dollar until you had to pay your own bill, as I stated. You didn't learn to appreciate yourself until you had to go through a event in your life and you like, hold on, why am I doing this? And when you stopped doing it, you felt better. You felt better in your body, not you felt better in your bank account. Not because you felt better because what you got out of it. It's that at the end of the day, when you went to sleep, you was in less pain. You had less hurt. So I just wanted to say that. Probably my shortest video ever. Really not so much now. Even in the other videos when I start talking about investments and everything, they're not going to be long. They're going to be more drawn out, more pictures, like a template, and then we'll have a better phone. We'll have my desk up. When we sitting down at my desk, when we using my laptop, typing up information, showing you books from the libraries that you can read. You can read to your children. You can read to your child The Cat in the Hat. But read to your child too while they're at a young age, while they're willing to learn how they learn a language. Teach them the law at a young age. So when they get older, they know how to read the law. Like I'm trying to learn how to do a lot of things now. It's kind of harder to do because there's nobody around me. And I keep hearing people with silly formalities and narratives, and it's like I heard a woman say, "I like these type of dudes," and he say the lame educated dude won't get no play. Lame educated black men don't get no play. The girl, she was like, I would never be. That's my experience. She experienced one or two or maybe three guys in her life that we call stupid. Call them lame because lame don't mean what we think. Lame is people that has that was born a certain way that they have no control over. So if we going by that, he's born a certain way he have no control over, but he has to learn. So if you meet a person, a man or a woman that act like they don't remember when they went to college to get that job, because without that college degree they'll never have that job. They forgot what it took to get. They forgot how it took to study to get there. Then you most likely don't need that person in your life because you remember you're learning how to appreciate yourself. They're showing you how not to appreciate yourself. This is why I said through culture and they call it appropriation, assimilation. Tradition is fostered, nurtured, and bred. It's how it should be. Nobody ever challenged it, and now we in the 20th century, going into the 21st century, it's about to be challenged. In the year 2100, it's going to be the 21st century is going to get challenged now, and nobody's going to talk about that. We just came out of the 19th century. Now we in the 20th century in 2018. So we got a long way to go to the 21st century. So imagine everything if we keep fostering, nurturing, and breeding this hate and everything that you don't tell your child to study. You don't give your child a history. People like Morgan Freeman said, history will keep going that way if we don't stop talking about it. But actually, the way we got here is what we're seeing now. Is because history is not talk about it. I didn't know that we was taught a lot of things. We was bred it to be a certain way. We was nurtured at a young age, like for me to be a man, and and it came to a reality that I might not get married. It's not even because not the creator don't have a woman for me. The way they are nurturing, fostering, grooming women, the type of man you are, if you're really a good man, I don't care if you go out of the race, you have a less chance of being with a woman because a lot of men, if the father wasn't there, they're more women like a little bit aggression. Even though they say they don't, but the aggression you give off to them, it will feel more like you're not as fair, or it's not going to be, it's not equal to the other men. You would never put as equal. That's why I say you get sharpened with around other men. So the more we diversify, the less we're going to get sharpened. If you keep saying that this is going to be the look, we are going to be light skinned, blue eyes, brown hair, and all this, cool. But it didn't happen naturally because even with animals, they're breeding animals. So all of this alchemy go back from the first century, from our first year of the earth, the first 100 years on the earth. A lot of corruption and pollution was happening. So the corruption and pollution now we in the 20th century, it's been masked and carried over. Like I can look at guys and like it's funny people like you are what like you say, well I can tell you gay. Well it takes one to know one. That's not true because by the spirit, the spirit shows me you are gay. There's no base about it. Like or there's something wrong. Like finding out my friend, the lady had to tell me that she probably been with a married man. She cheated on a man before. She had an abortion or had a miscarriage. The spirit was like kind of, but she wasn't opening up to me. She barely opened up because she started realizing like, wow, this guy is not faking. He really can't tell. So she would stay as close as possible. And I didn't even challenge her because She wasn't for me. Because she was for me, she'd have opened up for me. So that's how it works. If the person is for you, that's how you learn to appreciate yourself. It don't take no effort for you to open up to yourself. It's earned too. So if I'm earning my manhood, why a person that you're trying to go after or that's trying to be with you have to their worth have not to be shown. I'm not going to just open. We're not in a world now where I can be honestly open and receive the same quality back from any person. You have to meet a couple people, then you receive the quality back. Like if we're going to use that narrative, if I'll be a good person, good things happen back. Then you should never be in a stage, a level of wants, and it has nothing to do with that you ain't work hard enough. Because at a level of want and need, you're working on yourself. And if a person can see that, they wouldn't have no problem. Like, wow, he actually pays himself back. He don't hurt himself. I'm more inclined to want to. That's the type of person I am. I'm more inclined to be around you. Okay, you don't hurt yourself. You don't do this, and you don't make it harder for your life. You don't cause strife to yourself. I'm more willing to be near you, but we don't associate the same thing. So as we go through life, until you learn appreciation, you're going to accept a lot of things because that will cut down. This is like a challenge to your mind right now. What I'm saying in so many ways, you learn to appreciate life. You learn to appreciate the value and the quality. I want quantity, but I like the quality too. I want to have it all, but I want it to be within quality. I don't want anything. I won't accept anything. We're not supposed to accept anything. We can go around anything, but to accept it, to bring it into your life, no. It take time for you to enter my place, or I don't feel comfortable, especially if like the first couple of times you show me that you're really not into me. I'm not so quick to bring you on. It's that's like an interview. You go for a job. If you're not showing true interest in the company, why would I want to hire you? Why would that job want to employ you? Even though that job might be saying, I'm gonna have you on for a while. You got a time frame. So that's cool. But if you don't have a time frame, if you going tempt to hire, you might not get hired. Because they already see like, okay, I'm gonna see them. Maybe I'm missing. That's why it's tempt to hire. Or you got that probation. Let's say parole. Probation days up to some places are 60 days, some are 90. That's why you have that. They want to see if they're going to hire you based on your work ethic standards and values. And if you don't meet it, cool. Because only I kept you. I followed the contract. You signed the contract. You knew what it is, and that's all it is. Like some people go to school and get that check. It's a check you get after your first semester. It's a good little lump sum, but they don't even use it on good things. They go there and drop out and still owe money. But if some have the financial aid and they don't owe nothing, but that's it. That's your value, and that's the only thing you was working towards. And then you keep doing it. It's like you don't never accomplish. So that's why I said you learn to appreciate yourself. You will learn to appreciate all the values, the ethics, and morals in life. So keep loving you, not the lover of you. Love you better than you love that person you call that you love. Because then when you love, that family member that you don't like is easier to talk to as well. See, now we don't talk about that either. How you love, how you married and got true love, but there's other things you leave out. Like I even encourage my friend, be more around your kids. It's kind of hard for them to do because of the woman, but it's not about the woman. You slept with those women. You slept with that woman and made them children. And it sounds funny coming from a man that don't have a child, but who else is telling this? These children are fatherless because you're not there. They're less of the man that's supposed to be there is there less than the woman. So they're fatherless. They don't have, not saying they don't have a father. They have a father. They have a dad. And they have a dad. That's all you be doing is a dad. He don't want to see it. And it's hard to say because it's like that's his personal life. But when things come out like, hey, how your kids doing? He'll say good. I was like, yeah, man, make sure you go see him. And he'll give me the rundown of what he just did. Like I went to go see him. She played games. She ain't let me see him. she wanted me to do this and that, and it's like, and that brought me that too to appreciate like even out there people that single, it sucks to be single. It's not a great feeling. Even my worker, I'll say friendly worker. She is friendly. She said, I thought about you. She's like, I was at home, the kids was gone, and nobody was in the house. And I was looking around and nobody was there, the TV's off. I was like, word, that's good. I was like, what you think about me in a good way? She was like, it was a good way. But then I realized that you go through this. It was a joke, but it was but people, I'm not gonna lie to people. They go like, what you did, I didn't do nothing. I'm not gonna lie and say that I had a chick over. I went to a party, I went to a club. Unless I really went there, I went out of town. I'm not gonna lie and make it up. I really didn't do nothing. I slept and rested today. Basically, today I slept and rested. And so she was like, I finally see how it feel to be you. I was like, that's good. She's like, no, it wasn't. I got up and left the house and we was just laughing. And I didn't feel offended. I didn't feel bad. I was like, well, she's gonna take time to get to know who she is. So you think about this. While everybody else learning who they are, you already know who you are. Like my friend, he married, he learning about himself when he had a child. When I have my child, I get to learn about the child. I don't have to like listen to this part. When I have my first child, I'm not gonna have to learn about me. I'm gonna be learning about childhood, what it is, fatherhood, to I won't say hood in this inception, because when I become a father, I'm gonna the father cast a covering over my child. I'm gonna be learning about my child, and I'll be learning about me. Like a woman said, she ain't want to have a child because I'm not sure of myself. So be it. That's how she only seen me. She wasn't, and I can tell. And the creator said, "Don't worry." And the creator said this to me before. See, a lot of women that's gonna come, they are nurtured, fostered, and breeded, but a lot of them not going. They don't think too highly of themselves, and this is for women too. A lot of men don't think highly. I mean, I don't mean just the regular highly of themselves, like the esteem problem is low. I mean, it's not really. I mean, it's like the family is breeding, foster, and nurturing them to hate themselves. So that's what I mean. I wasn't breeded, foster, and nurture. My mother and father may have said things, but they didn't from birth. They didn't say hate yourself. They didn't say hate the color of skin that look like you. They didn't do that to me. So all these isms that people are bringing up now, one guy he bring up a ist, like socialist, nationalist, like the ist and the isms that goes together is the same things. The ist and the ism. We wasn't taught. Like he said, I was a revisionist, which that is good. If I had he didn't come back and explain. I like some kind of explain it to me. What is his take on? I brought up old, like instance basketball. A center is naturally he plays the paint on defense. He guard the perimeter of the paint. He really stay in a circle, like a circumference of the paint. He don't really lead the paint. That's the old school way of defense for a bigger guy. Now you have bigger guys, since now you have a 7-footer that can shoot a 3-pointer very well and shoot as good as a guy that's 5'6" and 5'8" and 5'9" because they low center of gravity. Had a lot of bread today. Don't eat a lot of bread, but that was my food of choice. So with that, now you have guys that's bigger. So the perimeter, the defense for the bigger men have was to come out to the paint, and then start allowing more guys to score. And then they got acclimated to scoring that way. So now it varies. You can shoot more from outside or have more points, but majority of the paint still. That's what revisionist means. You look at the word. It's still coming in the paint. Even when the big man score, most of his points still going to come in the paint. He's still going to charge towards the paint. So I'm bringing. He said like the reform of an old way, but in a modern day, I'm trying to keep it because it don't change. Appreciate and the love for yourself don't change. The appreciation and love for your family and friends and people around you don't change. Just because the world tell you it has to change, that don't mean it change. It don't change that I can love. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're black, green, brown, or purple. I don't care if you're a police officer. I don't care if you're a politician. I don't care if you're a musician, like an artist, an actor, you're a model, entertainment industry, you play sports. I can love you all the same. But if you look at it, how now, what are you saying and doing? I don't have to agree with you because I know I can appreciate and value. I got ethics and morals. You can't tell me it's right for a man to stick his penis in a booty hole and tell me that's love, and he's making love to a man. There's no you would change in dookie to your penis. That's nasty because feces have a lot of diseases inside because it's excreting all the waste that should be out of your body. That's why it come out of that hole, which that you supposed to wash and clean it daily, and you supposed to scrub it a little bit sometimes, like around the hole, so it don't keep the diseases that can come from it around that area. So that's why it's nasty. It's not right. It's a God made sex and everything in it. As I stated before, it's not true. He made sex for pleasure and procreation, but pleasure in the right inception, the right perspective. You can be together. That's why I say I made a modern day. It changed a little bit. He's not killing us for having a baby before. We're killing ourselves. We're perishing. We're dying. We are ending our lives because we're not appreciating ourselves. The values and morals have changed. People say because of prayer. No, prayer have a little bit to do of. I can pray all day and still say I'm jealous of someone. So what does prayer accomplish? It's my work. The work I had to appreciate of myself. And see, we don't talk about that. I had to appreciate myself first to order to even get to the point where I'm not jealous. I never been jealous until I got around people that were jealous. See the change of who you're around too. That's why it's important to have good people around you. So a lot of people will stay around me. Like people don't get in trouble around me. I don't get in trouble around me. And then we'll say that's boring. So the lady was like, if we going by, let's just say good guys, she don't like a lot of good guys because they don't spend their money on her. She'd rather go out her race and be with the guy because he's called them educated lanes. But the black, quote unquote, black men, African descent men, or indigo people, indigenous, more, whatever you want to call yourselves, I'm not gonna waste my money on her to prove her a point because I didn't know my money associate my love. But if that's the way it is, that's not appreciating of me because all she's showing me is I can prepare a place for us. So when I do go out and bring the lady to me that I want to be my wife in my life and have life with me and to live, that means to be free, then we have a place. But we still got to create form and bond. We still have to do a lot of things together to get to that place. I got to court you. You got to receive me in your heart. I have to receive you in my heart. It sounds deep. A lot of things I say may sound deep, but it's things that it's life that we went away from. But somehow we going away from life. It's appreciation and it shows values and morals. So I want you to challenge yourself and start thinking about this again. Because we're not. Okay, you good. You with the person you love. But look how hard you making that person work. You arguing, you screaming, you talking over each other. You're not really putting the energies into the love of each other. You're not even putting the right enough energy and appreciation of yourself. I like Michael Jackson died, Muhammad Ali, Bernie Mac died, Aretha Franklin just died. Rest their souls. But it's like I don't appreciate them more than myself. And that's not a diss to either one of them. And I know it's wrong too to keep. Why would you honor? Aretha Franklin went honor not one time before her death. When she was found out she was sick years and years ago, y'all should have started honoring them. Don't wait till she died. It's like BS. Don't make her, no, leave me alone. So I'd rather, and to me, I'd rather not be famous. I'd rather not be known. I want the people, like when I die and when they die, I want to remember the people that I knew and that loved me. And I want them to remember people that I helped and they knew and that helped me and I helped them. Vice versa. And they love me. That's all I want to remember me. I don't want, if I can make it into the world and everybody can know my name and face, I don't want that. Because I don't want nobody trying to do videos of me. And Prince made great points about the after image of after you die is still being played so much. Show my video. Less if you liked my song, like Prince songs, when doves cry, Purple Rain, and everything, and everything. Play his music. And Michael Jackson, you like Beat It, PY, like you can give I'll play the contribution, a tribute to that person, but don't work up their that's their spirit and soul they had left in that song. So let it stay in that song, let it be there, and do a little concert for it. But don't make it like like Star Wars is an everyday thing every day. I want to see Star Wars no more on nothing because it's like okay, we know what Star Wars is, and it's so programmed in us, and a lot of things are programmed in us. Stop being so programmed. If you gonna love you, you love you, appreciate you, and know a lot of things are wrong. As the man busting men in the booty and women using a fake penis, just like a woman say to other women, like women trying to convince her to be gay. Like how you gonna convince somebody to be gay? They don't want to be gay. You're confused as hell. Why would I want to be around? And it sounds funny to people. They say, "Well, Jesus, that." Well, to me, Jesus, and I know he was my brother. You can say he was your savior. Even I'll be talking to people, they be stumbling when they say it because they can't even because they start listening, they start challenging themselves. The creator would say, challenge that. It's like, where did that come from? Who made that? I didn't tell you that. It was written in a book. Ask the spirit. If you want to know the truth, go to the spirit. But you don't even know who you are to go to the spirit because the spirit is part of you. Your creator is part of you. So until you know who you are and stop saying out, that's an outside source. That's like saying, well, I don't need to sleep, but if I don't go to sleep, I won't have energy. I won't recover. My body won't heal. Well, that's not true because you have to go to sleep. That is your body going into like almost a comatose state, a deep sleep to heal yourself. You're not going to another source to heal yourself, but you're relying on the source to get you up for the day, the creator. Are you or are you not? So you have a great day. Continue your day. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I'm gonna be less and less on here, and because I'm gonna get out there and I'm more in the street. I talk to some more young men and women. Man, y'all parents have a lot to do. Your children don't know nothing, and I'm not even bashing you or the child. They don't know nothing as they don't know nothing about nothing. My nephew don't know nothing. I didn't. That's not my son. But it's like all I could do is do as much as I can, my nephew. But I guarantee you, my children not gonna be walking around like this. And that should be one of your aim. Like you didn't have a lot because you basing it on things, which the material, the superficial. What about knowledge? What about understanding of life? Like the part of life we can't understand. Let's understand that part. You gotta understand the all knowing of life. I don't need to be a genius to understand that. Man, I wanna. Who am I? Let me get to know who I am. I don't know what it takes to be who you are. That's like think and grow rich. What is riches and wealth to you? It's not always money. If that's money to you, that's money. Which wealth and rich is not money to me. Right here to learn to appreciate my quiet time, and I am single. I am going to chalk it up to the truth is I'm alone, but that's not hurting me. I can be going through child support battle. I can be fighting a mother to see my child. My child can be getting hurt by somebody because I'm not with the lady. It's so many things that I can really say. And it's not a diss to people that's going through that or that it's like that. You're making it harder for the other person. You have no appreciation value. You don't even appreciate your child if because he's not acquiescing to your whims or she's not, you're making it harder for the other person. That don't make sense. Because you're not hurting you or her, you're not hurting that person or you're hurting the child. Because that's what happened to the child. Everything focuses on the child. So it's good to have a power of oneness. But it's good to have a time. We get time frames on relationships. Like, well, if he don't marry me or she don't do this in this many years, it's not gonna work. Well, it's not gonna work because you just put a time frame. What if it take y'all 6 years to learn about each other? You're gonna constantly learn about each other, but don't you want to really get the time out to really get to know each other before you do have a child? So you can't, or before you do get married, so you can already have like an understanding of what's going on in that relationship. So you will have a true appreciation. But what I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your choice. It's your path. It's your journey. Please choose wisely. It's up to you. Love yourself. Enjoy life. Shalom, and you have a great day.